Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting here, I'm Patty Ann at Patty Ann's Pastimes, and I'm so glad you joined me today because we are going to have so much fun. Look at all the things I have on my desk. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make these beautiful, I'm calling them faith journals. They're just so pretty. They're going to be useful and so easy to make. Isn't this just beautiful? You're going to love these. So keep watching because the fun is starting right now. For the cover of these faith journals, I used these beautiful digitals from scrapbookingwithme.com, and that is E or Edith. And she also has a YouTube channel. And I just thought these were beautiful. These were actually her Friday freebie. Oh, I just want to show you these. When I saw these, I had to do something with them. Now, how you get these Friday freebies, go to her website. It's called scrapbookingwithme.com and her blog. And you will need to subscribe to her channel, which is definitely worth it. I love her channel. She has been a inspiration to me, so it is worth it to subscribe to her channel. And these digitals were in either May or June because she is doing a collaboration sponsored by Rach and Bella Crafts and Edith on Scrapbooking with Me, and her daughter Melina Pylant are the guest crafters. And there is, quite a few crafters who are in this collaboration. I am not, but I saw these beautiful, beautiful digitals and I just wanted to make something with them. And I believe it's for the whole month of June, they are doing faith-based crafts of all kinds. And if you go on YouTube and search for hashtag Hardy Creations 24, you will see all the things being made using the digitals of Scrapbooking with Me, Melina Pylant, and Rach and Bella Crafts. So be sure you check that out. And so I printed these out on 65-pound cardstock. And I just think they came out beautiful. I just did white here. Now on these, I did print a backing paper. And a lot of people that have digitals on Etsy will have backing paper. And this backing paper came from, let me find my little paper here. It was Carolyn's Musings on Etsy. And I thought it was real pretty. Now, you don't have to do a backing paper. I'm not on here. I just am going to leave this white because you can always decorate it. Let's pick out one of these to do our cover for our new journal. And I have one like this already, and I have one like this one. So I think we'll do the Forgiven and Blessed. It's just so pretty. Let's get started making this. First, we're going to need to fold this in half. You could put it on your scoreboard if you want, but I think it's just as easy just to do it like this. Line up the edges. Let me get it up here. And fold it like that. And probably want to take a bone folder. and press it down. I'm just pressing it down lightly, like that. Next, let's choose the papers we want for the inside of our journal. Let me show you the prototypes. Now this paper is this one, and it is called Manila drawing paper, and the color is cream, and I got this off of Amazon. It is very inexpensive. I think it comes in a ream of 500 sheets. I like the texture of it. It is 9 inches by 12 inches. And then I thought for today, we would just use some inexpensive copy paper. And I got this at Walmart, 500 sheets for $3 or $4. So you can do something like that. But really, the choices are endless what you want to put in your little journal. Just see what you have around the house. You could use book pages, you could use scraps. Oh my, you could use other digitals. So really, just use anything you want. The cover measures 8.5 by 11. That's just the standard size. This is cardstock. And then when we fold it, let me get out my ruler here. When we fold it, then it is 5.5 by 8.5. So our papers that we're going to be putting inside, like this, we want to leave a little bit of room. Can you see this here? We want to leave a little bit of room at the top here, and also along the side, and then also at the bottom. So in order to do that, let me grab my little paper. You'll need to cut your papers 8 1/4 inches by 10.5. Okay, let me show you how we're going to do that. So I'm going to take one to start off with. Okay. And I am going to use my paper trimmer to cut this. Let me grab that. Here's my paper trimmer. Let me set that over there. All right. So we know that this is 8.5. So we're going to cut it to 8 1/4. Right there. Okay, that just leaves a little strip. We might be able to use that for something. I don't throw away anything. Let me put that in my scrap bin. And then this way, we know that this is 11. So we have room to cut this then to 10.5. So let's do that. Cut it to 10.5. Right there. Okay, we'll save that little piece of paper. So we have now this cut to 8 1/4 this way by 10.5 this way. Next, with the 10.5 side up here and the 8 1/4 inch along here, we're just going to fold this in half. Okay. And you can use your bone folder if you want to press it down. You can do that. And let's see how it's going to fit in our cover before we cut the rest. Let's to make sure we have, you get it down here so you can see. Hopefully that's in focus. Yes, we have a little bit of room at the top. It's a little hard to see white on white, but we have a little bit of room at the top, some room along the side, and some room at the bottom. So I think that'll work just great. So let's cut the rest of our papers. I'm going to show you how to do that. For these two journals, I used 8 pieces of paper. You can see here. But you can use as many as you want. You can use less. You definitely can use more. But 8 just seemed a good number. I wanted it fairly flat in case you wanted to mail it. So this will be our first page, and then the rest of these, there's 7 more here. I'm just going to fold all of these in half like this. All right, we got all of those folded in half, and then what we're going to do, we're going to put them one by one in here. So the first one will go inside like that. Then the next one will go in here like that. Next one in there. Then you'll open this up. Next one will go in there. And then you'll just keep doing that. Opening up the next one. Putting this one in. Opening that up. Putting that one in. And there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make sure they're all nice and even. And what I like to do, I like to take a ruler that has a fairly sharp edge like this one. And we're going to make sure that those are in there. Good. Okay. And I'm going to line them up at the bottom. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take a clip and I'm going to clip it down here so it stays together. Okay, like that. And I might even do one along the other edge too. Okay, we got that done. This outer one that I already cut is going to be my template. And I'm going to take a pencil. I know that might be a little hard to see. I'm going to take my pencil. Whoops. I can erase that later. And trace around the edge of the one that we cut. Okay, that's going to be my cutting line. So I'm going to take off this cover, this one right here, the template. Okay, and I'm going to put my clips back on like this. And then I'm going to grab this little cutting mat that I have. I got this at Dollar Tree and I love it. I use it a lot. And now we're going to cut along this line and this line so all of our pages will be the same size. And I think I'll use this tool here, but you can use whatever you'd like. You can use a knife like this or an X-Acto knife, or you can even use, I don't have mine handy, I even have a bigger knife, but I think I'll use this one. This one's really sharp. So be very careful when you're cutting, okay? And let me grab my metal ruler to use as a guide. I got things falling down. Here we go. As a guide, okay? Now this, I think you're supposed to use it like this, but it tends to kind of hurt my finger, so I'm just going to use it like this. If you have one of these, let me know what you think about it. And if you hold it like this, or if you hold it like this, let me know, okay? I tried it like this, but I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But it works good just holding it like this too. So this is how I'm going to do it. So we're going to press this down so your ruler doesn't move. Now it takes several passes to cut through this. Hold your knife right against your ruler. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, pretty good. You have to press down pretty firmly on this. Let's see. Let's see how we did. Oh, okay, that looks pretty good. Nice and straight. All right, let's go this way now. Put your ruler along the edge there. And here we go. This copy paper was definitely a little harder to cut through than that manila drawing paper that I used in those other two journals. There we go, finally. I better put the lid back on that. Oh, be careful with this. This is really sharp. All right, let's see how we did. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I have a little tip for you. If your edges are a little ragged, like, see those? They're kind of rough. Just take a little piece of sandpaper, or you can even take an emery board and just go along the edge, and that'll smooth out that roughness. See, that looks nice. Same way with up here, it's a little rough. Okay, we have that part done. Let's see how the pages that we just got done cutting, let's see how they fit inside the first page we cut. They should be all the same size or very close. And it looks good. Now we're ready to do some sewing. Let me show you how we're going to sew a signature in our cover. You will need to get some or find some, you might have something around your house, some type of thread, or you could use yarn, you could use string, you could use something like this. This is called natural bamboo cord. You could use embroidery floss, and I have just used plain thread before too. But I got this kit. This is a bookbinding kit from Amazon, and it's by this company, VENCINK, and it had a lot of things that are useful. This is waxed cord or waxed thread, and I do like the waxed cording because it tends to slide through the pages easier. So this kit came with a lot of things. Came with several different colors of thread. It came with bone folders. It came with a ruler, scissors, bookbinding tape, clips, a thimble, and it came with an awl and some large needles. But you don't have to get a bookbinding kit this extensive. This was about $20. I was looking last night and I saw one with just a couple threads, needles, and an awl for like, I think it was $6.99. Or like I said, you can just use things you have around the house too. All you need is a needle and some type of thread. The first thing we're going to need to do is get our pages lined up in our journal cover. So let's do that. I want to make sure they're even. And we want to leave a little bit of room at the top and on the sides and at the bottom. So let's see here. See if you can see that. Let me get it picked up. I can't grab it. Okay, let me just slide it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we just want to get it lined up. Now, what I like to do, I like to find the center of my pages, okay, like right there. And then I want to take a ruler that's fairly sharp in the edge and press that down really good so it's close to this edge. Okay, I want to press it in there. All right. Now I'm going to take some clips so it'll hold it in there and I don't have to worry about it slipping when I'm trying to sew it. Okay, let me put one maybe down here too. Let me grab my clips. Down here. Okay, let me see how I did. That's pretty good. I'd like it to go up just a little farther over here because I don't want it to be hanging out the bottom. Okay, let me just put it in there again. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get it lined up right, but that's okay. No, we're not in any hurry. All right, there we go. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to mark where we want to put our holes. Okay, let me get this around here where you can see. Now this is kind of a cool ruler. It has a 0 in the middle. And so you can just kind of line that up, which that ought to be right there. Now our page going this way was 8 1/4. So the middle should be right at, it would be 4 1/8. So that should be right. Let me find my pencil. So I'm just going to mark. Let me get it lined up here again. Close to the middle. So I'm going to mark the middle. All right. And then I'm going to go in about 1 1/8 inches, or you could just do 1 inch on that side and also down here and make a mark. So we have 3 marks. Let me get the ruler out of the way. Okay, we have 3 marks like that. Now next, we're going to take something sharp like a pokey tool or this awl. Okay, you can also use something like this. I get these at Dollar Tree. One is a little thicker. This one's a little thinner. A thicker one would work too. But I think I'm going to use my awl because you can make bigger holes if you need to with this. So I'm just going to go right in this crease. Okay, I'm not going to go where my mark is. I'm going to go right in the crease right there. See if you can see that. And don't put your finger in the way, okay? You don't want to poke your finger. So you're going to go through. Let me hold it up here It's a little awkward to hold. Okay, be very careful. We're going to go through. See where we went through to make a hole? Okay, there's one. We're going to do the same thing in the middle. We're going to go right in the crease. Okay, there's our second hole. And then do the same thing down here. We marked it here. Going to go right in the crease. Okay, I must be weak. There we go. Just be careful. Don't put your finger in the way when you're poking that through. Okay. All right, so we have our 3 holes made. 1, 2, 3. Now we can erase. Let me find my little eraser. Oh, where did it go? I finally found my eraser. It was buried in where my scissors were. So let's just erase those pencil marks so we don't forget. Okay. There we go. Now next, we want to get our thread. Choose what color thread we want. And get our needle. Now, I love these needles. There's all different sizes. I think, let's see here. Maybe we'll go with kind of a medium one. Let me see if I can get it out. There we go. My fingers aren't working right today. Let's see. Goodness sakes. Okay, there we go. Oh my. Yeah, let's use that one. And then, let's see here. I don't want to lose my needle. And let's see. Now, I would normally probably pick this lighter one. That's maybe a glare on that. But for video purposes, and so you'd be able to see the thread a little better against this white, I think I'll use the darker one. And that'll be okay. All right, so let's get our thread out. This is the wax thread. I really like it. So what I usually do, I usually measure 3 times like this. Okay, that would be once. That's 1 time. 2 times. 3 times. So I usually measure 3 times the length of your journal. And then I'll just cut it there. I would rather have too much than not enough. And I'm going to use my sticky scissors. Okay. I don't use my regular scissors since this is wax thread. All right. We're just going to then thread our needle right here. This is great because it goes in the needle really easy. Now I'll say that and it probably won't go in easy. Oh, it'd be okay if I wasn't shaking. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to thread that through like that. Oh, we're having fun, that's for sure. Let's take a look at our prototype. This is a little hard to see because the thread is the same color as the paper. But see, this is tied on the inside. That's that one. And let me grab the other one. Let me get this notebook out of the way. There we go. And then this one is tied on the not in the inside, the outside. Oh my. Okay. So this is tied on the outside. I think I will show you this one that is tied on the inside. And to do that one, you start inside, okay, with your needle and your thread. If you want to tie it on the outside, then you start on the outside with your needle and thread. So we're just going to go in the middle first in this hole. It goes right through, okay, like that. We're going to, let me get it around here. We're going to pull the thread through. We're going to leave a bit of a tail because we want to be able to tie it, okay? Just about like that. Now next, we're going to go to this top hole on the outside. and put it through there. Let me get it around here. So this is the top. Be careful with your fingers when you're putting it through that hole. Okay, see how we went through there? And just pull it through. Might be a little hard to get through your hole. Okay, and pull it through so it's fairly tight. Then we're going to go all the way down to the bottom hole, just like that, pulling it through. Okay, let me show you what it looks like inside. Fairly tight, but not too tight. All right. See, this one kind of loosened up, so I'm going to go in here and pull this one to tighten it up a little bit. And now we're going to go back through this middle hole right here. And I want to show you something once I get my needle started. All right. Now see how this thread is on this side, okay? So let me show you. Let me take my needle back out. See how this thread is along this side. So when I put my needle through this hole, I want it to come up on this side over here. All right, so let's try that again. Let's put it through this hole right here. Okay, and now I want it to come on that side. All right, now my thread is loosened up a little bit, but that's okay because we can tighten that up after we get that through the hole. Okay, so now let's tighten it up a little bit. It's a little loose. And see how it's loose on the outside? So let's pull on these to get it tightened up. Same way with this one. All right, let's just take a look. That looks pretty good. Okay. So you just have to kind of watch and make sure it's not too loose, your thread. Okay. So let's tie it in a knot. See if my fingers are going to work. And just tie it fairly tight. And then tie a knot. Like that. Okay, pull it. Let's just take a look. All right, that looks pretty good. And now, let me find my scissors. I'm just going to cut off the end. You could tie it in a bow if you wanted to, but I think I'm just going to cut off the ends. Like that. Let's take our clips off. And let's see how we did. Let's look at the outside. Oh, wow. That looks really nice. And something I like to do, once I get it sewn, I like to take my bone folder and just press it down a little bit to reshape the cover around the pages. Okay, just like that. All right, let's take a look. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, I actually like the darker thread on that. I like the way it shows up. Let's look at the back. Oh, yes, that looks beautiful. I love that. I do love sewing signatures. That's probably one of my favorite things to do when I'm making a journal or a little booklet. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how you can make a fun and easy faith journal and even sew in your own signature. I hope you have some time to relax and craft this week. And when you do, please thank the Lord for something you're grateful for, okay? I love you all. God bless you. And I'll see you soon with a new video.